This is the plaintiff, Ton Nguyen. He says he was exiting a parking lot and out of nowhere, the defendant crashed his bicycle into his car. The guy actually did a flip, landed on the sidewalk, and the bike landed on top of him. The defendant was biking carelessly. He was going at a high rate of speed and had no intention of stopping as he should have. He's suing the bad biker for the $1,037.95 he's owed. This is the defendant, Andrew LaFontaine. He says he had the right of way, and the plaintiff didn't stop at a stop sign leaving a parking lot, and that's why they collided. There he is laying on the ground with his mangled bike on top of him, and all the plaintiff could do was yell at him and curse him out. He has some nerve suing him today because this accident was solely the plaintiff's fault, and he owes nothing. He's accused of flipping out on a motorist.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff says the defendant crashed his bike into his car, but the defendant says he had the right of way. And he says when he was laying there hurt, the plaintiff was yelling at him. It's the case of one vicious cycle.
Sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome,
Okay. Can you pronounce your name for me?
Ton Nguyen.
Ton Nguyen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You are suing Andrew LaFontaine for $1,037.95. The estimate for car repairs, damage to your car due to the fact that he, when he was bicycling, ran into your car.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what happened.
I believe it was around March the 2nd, around 3:30. I was leaving my apartment complex, and I'd pull up to the stop sign. There was a car ahead of me that was exiting also. And as that car pulled off, I pulled up to I actually was up at the stop sign, so I continued forward because from where the stop sign is, you can't see the road.
Hedges?
Yes, hedges, and there's like a pillar for the gate, and I had to actually pull up a little bit further, and I stopped and I looked left and I looked right, and I was about to pull out, and that's when Andrew had hit me. So.
How did he not see you?
I don't understand. I had asked him if he had seen the car exit before me. He said yes, and I'm right behind the car in front of me, so I don't understand why he couldn't have seen me because from where, I have pictures actually of the view.
Pictures.
And that's
Let
the
me
actual.
see. Can you get up Google Earth for me there too?
Is it already up now?
Yes.
So this will be an aerial view of what we're talking about. Let's use that. I see somebody on my staff went through great effort for this, and I feel very bad. Look at that. We even have a little bicyclist
Couple
and everything.
cars.
I believe that's. Yeah.
Okay, come on over here and show me what's what around here.
I don't know if this is an outdated picture, but there's a gate here, and the pillars are here.
Okay, the pillars aren't on that picture? Because Google Earth updates a lot. Like, maybe that's not the pillar?
This might be the wrong.
Oh, this might be the wrong thing. Okay, come on over here. Where are you? Where is...
The bike was here.
Okay.
Well, after I...
No, before. Just put it... Okay.
Okay, the bike
put
was
your
there.
Car. Okay.
And there was me, and there was another car here.
Okay.
Pulling out.
So that car... Go ahead, now do it.
The car pulled out in front of me. I pulled up right there, and that's when Andrew hit me.
Okay, and how long were you pulled up right there before he hit you?
Just moments, long enough for me to look left and then look right, and at that moment...
Did you see him when you looked right?
I did.
Okay, you did.
He was coming pretty fast.
He was coming pretty fast, but you figured he'd stop, slow down, or whatever?
Something. But, well, at the speed that he was going, he had no intentions to stop.
So did you know he was going to hit you before you...
I did.
Oh, so were you stepping the accelerator to get out of the way?
No, I actually was at a stop, and there was cars coming, so I couldn't.
Oh, yeah, so you couldn't do it. You actually saw it... You looked at it and said, oh my God, he's going to hit me, and he hit you. Was he on his cell phone or something?
I do believe he was on the phone. He said he wasn't, but I do believe he was on the phone because it was actually ejected 10 feet from him with his headphones, and that's what I had to ask him, and he...
Oh, so you think he might have been switching songs?
Maybe, something.
All right, go ahead and go back. What's going on, my friend?
Well, there is a giant pillar / gate, and that's not an updated picture.
So you think that's just an outdated picture, but that is the area?
Because the sidewalk doesn't curve like that either. It's the sidewalk.
What are you doing on the sidewalk?
Straight. I always ride on the sidewalk.
You know it's illegal.
I have never been told that by any cop.
You don't need to be told that. You need to know it. You're not allowed to ride on the sidewalk. You have to ride in the street.
Okay. The cop said
That's
I was
the
a
law
pedestrian.
in most places, and it's certainly the law where you're from. I mean, you can't. Well, the cop actually charged you with reckless driving, right?
Which is not what he told me at the scene. He said that it was nobody's fault and that he gave me a card. He basically spoke to me for 2 minutes.
Did you get charged with reckless driving?
As
far as you know, no?
As far as I know, no. It said I was cited.
Right, cited means charged, right.
But I was never told that at the scene.
Do you have a ticket outstanding that you never got notice of?
I got never.
You better look it up.
Ticket.
You better look it up because is your license already suspended?
Yes.
What was your license suspended for?
Speeding.
Okay, and is that why you were on the bike?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I think you need to look into whether you got a ticket because I'm.
Because he told me at the scene that nobody was being ticketed.
Yep, careless driving. Charge, careless driving, citation number none. He didn't give you a ticket, but he found that it was your fault. He was trying to give you a break, I guess. Did you end up going to the hospital?
Yes, I did.
Tell me from your perspective what you see and feel.
When I was riding down the sidewalk, I saw the car that was in front of him, and it was blocking the sidewalk. So I was slowing down, and as I was coming up, the car pulled out. So I kept going. I don't have a stop sign there. I will look left when I get up there, but I was still going. Where we collided was literally a foot off of the sidewalk into the driveway part. The stop sign is located behind a pillar and 6 foot tall fence.
I'm sorry, so are you saying that you saw him?
No, I did not see him.
You did not see him?
I only saw the one car that was in front of him.
Okay, but if you know there's a pillar, why aren't you slowing down?
I am slowing down, but once I got up there, I don't see him. There's
he doesn't see. If you can't see, let me tell you that as a biker, know the following: you can't see him, he can't see you, and you're like gonna die if he doesn't see you and is coming really fast. Meanwhile, he's protected by a 2,000-pound, metal leviathan of steel. You're exposed. So why aren't you paying attention? You got your headset on. Are you changing songs?
No, I was not on the phone. But when I flip over a bicycle, things are gonna come out of my pocket. I hit his car and flipped over the bicycle to the point where I was tangled inside of the bicycle.
Were you injured?
I had a bruised knee. They said the x-rays were negative. It was better after a week.
You both said something that I'm just so curious about. Both of you used the phrase, a hole in my chin. What was that?
So do drivers treat bicyclists with respect?
I know I do because bicyclists don't have protection being inside a car.
They should wear a helmet, that's for sure. What do you think?
I think it depends on the situation. I do think most of the time they don't, but I do think bicyclists sometimes take advantage.
Fair enough. And Bozo, last word.
Well, it depends on the driver, and a lot of times the bicycle drivers cut the cars off, and they just drive like maniacs, like a lot of drivers do.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
I don't know how I got it, but once I got up, I was bleeding, and it was in my chin, and there was like a whole gash.
And what was it? Did you just treat it?
And I was given stitches.
Well, you did have stitches.
Yes.
How many stitches did you get?
I think it was 3.
3? Ugh. So when you're talking to him and telling, do you have pictures of the car?
I do. He actually.
Okay. When you're talking to him at the scene, how's it going? I presume you're kind of worried about him at that moment.
I was. I actually had to.
The pillars are right there, guys. I'm looking at them.
Okay.
They're right there.
I actually had to help him off the bike off of him. His legs were entangled in the bike.
Ugh.
And then I noticed he was bleeding. I asked him if he wanted medical assistance, and he refused.
So you're on the sidewalk, which is not a bike path. Oh my God. You're on the sidewalk, which is not a bike path. And you see that this is an open driveway and you're not stopped to peek around the pillar. You have a death wish? Hi, I'm so glad that you're okay. Let me see the estimate for the damage to the car. Who is authoring this preliminary estimate? There's not even the name of a place.
It's actually across the street from where that.
Yeah, I know, but where's the paperwork with an actual? I mean,
That's
normally I'm used to seeing the name of the company. You could have done this on your computer.
Well, I didn't look at it really well, and that's what that's.
Did you notice that it has no name on it?
No, I didn't actually. That was the only day I had time off actually from work, and I actually went to the closest place that I knew.
That's part's not a problem. It's a page 2. Where's page 1?
Oh, I must have misplaced it. I'm sorry.
Well, you're gonna have to get it, okay? Because I need to know that that's what it's gonna cost to fix your car. But in the meantime, did you get taken away by an ambulance?
No, I didn't want to be taken away in an ambulance.
Who came to get you?
My dad.
Okay, that must have been scary for your dad.
I was in a car accident when I was 7. I got hit by a car.
He's getting used to it?
Yeah, he's
used to it. You truly have a death wish. How did it go between you two on the scene?
Like I said, when he pulled up and got out of the car, I asked him to get the bike off my leg because it was tangled and it was hurting. He was fine, got the bike off my leg. After that, it turned more hostile. It was, cursing at me. Why did you do this? What are you, stupid? Did you not see me? Or can you not see me? Why were you on your phone? And I'm like, I wasn't on my phone. Well, it's on the ground, so obviously you were. Just cursing at me. And then I said, do whatever you got to do. And I called my work because personally, I can't afford to miss work. I have bills to pay and I don't make that much money. So I called my work to tell them I was not going to be there or I was going to be late. And he was just screaming at me. Security guard finally showed up and I asked the security guard to keep him away from me because he's threatening me. And he said, I'm threatening you?
How was he threatening you?
He told me if I got lippy again, he was going to hit me in the face.
If you got lippy?
Lippy.
What was he referring to when he said that you were lippy?
I was talking back to him or something is what he said he was going to hit me in the face. But I was getting lippy.
Would you like to respond to this?
I'd like to say to the defendant that he is under oath right now. Right? Am I
Did
correct?
that happen or it didn't happen?
It did not happen. I did not
Did you ever
threaten.
say something about him being lippy?
I told him that he didn't even get slick out of his mouth with me. I was just trying to find out what happened and why he hit me.
How was he slick?
He was just telling me, shut up, I don't want to talk to you, don't speak to me.
Okay.
Just little comments that he was making.
All right. I'm gonna take this back and make sure that this is a legitimate estimate. Assuming that it is, I find in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $1,037.95. You'll need to pay the man.
Well, the judge has just found you responsible for the damages in this case and the accident. So what's your feeling on this now?
I don't think it's right. I was on a bicycle and I was crossing the street and he should have looked right for his blind spot too. But that doesn't
Okay, that's him. You were on the sidewalk. That's illegal, number one.
Okay.
All right.
I had nothing to say.
And also, didn't it occur to you maybe there might be another car coming, even though one just went by? It's your safety at stake, right? All right. All right. Then you just head right around this way. All right. What do you have to say? Come on in.
I think the judge was just, and she saw through my own eyes exactly how things.
Mm-hmm. Did you get? You're a big guy. He's not. You think you could have been a little threatening to him at the scene?
I think he felt threatened physically, but verbally, I was not being threatening to him.
The guy was injured, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Didn't you show any compassion for him there?
I did. I actually helped him lift off the bike off his legs, and he was entangled. And after that, I asked him if he wanted medical assistance. Of course, I made sure he was okay.
So you satisfied the way you handled it at the scene?
I think so.
All right. Okay. Over to Harvey.
Headsets are not illegal to wear, but it creates a strong smell of negligence.